With visitors from states across the map, it can be hard to find a native-born in the crowd. One thing's for sure, a moderate climate and lots of sunshine pleases us humans, and it gives Mother Nature the go-ahead to grow a lavish crop of living things.
You still getting the signal?
Yeah. Herpetologists at the Arizona-Sonora Desert Museum are making a house call, and technology is leading the way.
Oh, here's somebody.
There's one native-born who lives happily in this corner of paradise. And the habits of the Arizona-grown rattlesnake population are, to some minds, about as interesting as you can get.
So we have 6 snakes right now that are radio implanted, where we put transmitter in them, and they're out there in the desert. We have a couple of them not far from where we are right now. And these snakes give us a lot of information on how they're using the property.
What was the beep rate?
22 seconds.
22. Okay, so the animal is visible.
This western diamondback is Arizona's most common variety, but other snakes who wander onto the grounds might find themselves part of the museum's collection.
It would probably be easier for me to get an elephant than to get certain types of rattlesnake that we have here. So because of this variety of habitat and the good climate, you end up with a very large diversity of rattlesnakes.
The staff at the museum has even grown their own, storing them in a cool, dark environment for several months.
Then we raise the temperature up, and that's normally the cue for them. You give them some space, a little bit of dim light, and you get more rattlesnakes.
It's been discovered that female rattlesnakes show maternal concern for their newborns, remaining nearby for a week or two after the babies are born.
She's staying there, making sure that these guys can take advantage of orienting themselves a little bit. They shed, and then they're ready for their first meal, so then everybody disperses. So it's a tender side of the rattlesnake that we don't see very often, so we like to point that one out very well.
Hey, Renee, there's a report of a rattlesnake at the Oasis Theater.
There are about 150 calls like this one every year.
Ooh, he didn't want to go in the box. Success.
The newbie is about to get the royal treatment once he's safely inside a handling tube.
You know what, I could probably use this one more smaller tube. He's not real snug in this.
Several measurements are recorded.
Yeah, 77 centimeters.
Then there is the run through the photocopier. Patterns on the tail are individual and an identification tool.
Set.
We can Xerox the tail of a rattlesnake, and the sequence of black and white on the tail is unique to that individual. You can actually form a key, and you can recognize the snake by that marking. We used to share a photocopier with other departments, so they were always startled a little bit when they came to photocopy something and we're there with a rattlesnake.
And finally, there's color coding, allowing keepers to quickly identify the snake.
Feel like you're doing paint by numbers?
Sometimes.
Looks good.
That's enough.
In another area, keepers are getting ready for a procedure that doesn't happen every day.
Got him?
Yep. They are milking rattlesnakes for venom.
It's different, yeah. It keeps you awake. Yeah, you stay alert when you're doing it. So this is called voluntary collection of venom. So if he didn't want to bite this, we wouldn't make it. Ooh, that was a good one. Very good.
The venom is a toxic saliva. It's being collected for researchers at the University of Arizona. But the procedure doesn't always go as you might expect. Sometimes the snakes just won't bite.
The biggest myth about snakes is that they're aggressive. There are no aggressive snakes. They're defensive.
A rattlesnake bite can be classified as what we call a backyard disease. Most people are bitten around their home. There's a snake, and they're trying to interact with the snake to move the snake, to kill the snake, and they get bitten in the process. This is a medium-sized Gila monster, and this animal will be the star today of the program.
Another animal is getting ready for showtime.
Well, we're lucky here in Arizona. We have 18 kinds of rattlesnakes. It's great, isn't it? That's why you guys all came here, right?
The program features venomous creatures of the desert Southwest.
I'm going to try to make him run here a little bit. There we go. That's about it right there. Okay? So it's not a very fast-moving lizard.
Well, this is an adult black-tailed rattlesnake. This guy was born here back in 1991 at the Desert Museum.
Arizona may be called the rattlesnake capital of the United States, but too often the rattlesnake is a misunderstood animal around the world.
If in a day's of work you change somebody's attitude towards rattlesnake, not wanted them to become big lover of rattlesnake, but at least understand what they are, how they function, and how they can interact and be safe around rattlesnake. You know, if we do this on a daily basis, that's a great accomplishment.
Another myth, that the rattlesnake is out of sight during winter. Fact is, if it's a warm day, you might find one sunning. If you admire him from a distance, then back away slowly while remaining calm and quiet. It's likely your friendship will remain intact.